Ali, into the last 4 regular games of the season now. It's come up quite quickly, and this is really the home straight now, isn't it?
I don't know whether it's come up that quickly. It's you know, we've been working towards this for a long time now, but like you say, it gets a little bit more exciting with the week by week. You know, a tough challenge this weekend, obviously against Gloucester, who are flying high and going really strong. Ourselves, you know, we're coming off the back of winning our first trophy, and you know, excited about what the rest of the season brings.
What challenge are Gloucester going to give you?
Oh look, they've got threats right the way across the board. They're playing quite an open style of rugby. Johan's done a great job, you know, pulling them together, and you know, they're scrapping. They obviously bring a lot of line speed as well. So you know, they come at you from all angles. The important thing is making sure we get ourselves right and making sure we get our prep right through the week, but also then obviously our prep right into the game. And if we turn up and get ourselves in the right shape, hopefully we can get the win.
They've still got a big target to go for as well. They could still make the top 4. They've got Europe to play for as well. So they're going to be on the money, which means you've got to be. Oh,
100%. I mean, that's the beauty of the Premiership. I think right the way to the final weekend, most years you have something to play for. So we've got a lot to fight for. You know, as of today, we're expecting their full ball, but they'll also get us full ball. So it's a great challenge for us, and these are the challenges you need pushing through the season to, you know, hopefully peak towards the end of the season.
Where are you in terms of fitness amongst the squad at the moment?
Oh look, we've got a couple of guys still to come back, but the large majority are approaching, you know, getting back, but also some guys as well picking up their match fitness as well, ready for the run-in. So we're in pretty good shape. The medical team here do a fantastic job. You know, Jamie and the guys just get the guys back quicker than most would anticipate. So that's pleasing to see. And as I say, most of them are approaching you know, full fitness.
Would you say you've pretty much had 2 weeks to work on this, despite the Anglo-Welsh Cup being in the middle?
No, we worked in the first week, was a lot about our development as a team, as well as obviously preparing the Anglo-Welsh guys. We didn't obviously play too many in both the Bath games, so we've had either, you know, good prep, as in winning a trophies, fantastic preparation, but also with the other guys we've been able to put in a mini pre-season block, if you like, over the past few weeks. And we saw at Bath, you know, on that Friday night, that we actually performed well, having had a couple of weeks off as well, away from the Premiership. So, you know, those little top-ups we're doing in between are preparing them well, means they're fit and ready to go during those games.
And I guess as well, the Anglo Cup win reminds a few players that are in, would think themselves first choice, that there's a lot of talent here beneath the surface, isn't there?
Yeah, 100%. There's no one really cast iron into that side. It is going to be week on week. That's the challenge we've got. We've got to make sure we're being competitive amongst ourselves. You know, the best thing the guys did the other day was slam in a win and a performance. So therefore, they put down a marker for the guys that get the shirt this weekend. They've got to make sure they perform, because there's someone up and running, ready to go to jump into their spot if they take their eye off the ball. And it's not necessarily the actions out there, it's more just that level of emotion and attitude that they show on the weekend. You know, if they show top quality attitude and fight for the game, you know, they'll look pretty highly in selection.
You've got the last 2 campaigns to compare where you are at this stage of the season. Where do you feel you are compared with last year and the year before, when you reached the final both times?
Well, yeah, they're all slightly different, you know, with different guys coming through at different stages. You know, you look at the Bath, the side that played against Bath the other week, there was a lot of guys that weren't involved in the final, if you like, and there's a lot of guys still with a point to prove a little bit. So look, I think we're building nicely. We're in a good place. The important thing is to now, when we get the opportunity, and conditions will play a part in that. You know, we have had a lot of rain recently in games, so, you know, but if we get the right conditions, is to you know, put the hammer down and start really hitting our straps in terms of performance.
Are you hoping for drier conditions then?
Well, look, we don't mind. Look, we show we can win in the wet. We can equally, we know we can win in dry. So whatever we get at the weekend, it's changing every day. I think we'll be very comfortable in the wet, as we've proven right the way through the winter. But equally, we know a style of play as well suits the drier conditions, and we'll look to take people on in whatever conditions we get.